Hello everyone. Previously we saw hmm, previously we saw how to design a ticket booking service like Book My Show, right? Today we'll be designing Google Auto Suggest. So let's see what is the question. So and what are all the specifications or the conditions, and then let's try to discuss on the same thing. What are all the things that is required and what are all the things that we need to consider, and then let's try to implement the same thing in the form of code, right? So let's try to understand the question first. They have asked us to design an auto suggest system that first, what is the first thing? It has to predict the search suggestions based on the user input. They have clearly given here, right? So we have to design an auto suggest system that predicts search suggestions based on the user input or based on the input that we give, that is given by the user. The first thing we need to keep in mind, and the second thing what we have to keep in mind, it has to retrieve the suggestions from a preloaded dictionary. So this one is important. It has to retrieve the suggestions from a preloaded dictionary. And the third one or the final one, it has to support the efficient prefix searching. So um, whenever I hear the word prefix and I am dealing with the strings, then definitely that one thing that comes to my mind is try data structure, right? Try or the prefix tree data structure. So we'll be making use of the try here. We know that, and let's see what we can do. So first thing, again I'm telling what are all the things that we need to keep in mind here. The first thing is it has to predict the search suggestions based on the user input, based on the input, based on what input we give. It has to predict the search suggestions. So this is fine. The second one, it has to retrieve the suggestions from the preloaded dictionary. This is one thing. And the final one is it has to support the efficient prefix searching, right? So let's try to discuss what are all the things that is required, and what are all the things that we need to consider, and let's try to implement the same thing in the form of code, right? So first thing is, as I have said, whenever I listen or I see the prefix, the term prefix and prefix or the prefix searching, and this one prefix searching usually, if you are dealing with the strings, usually I think of the try, right? Let's use the try here or the prefix tree to store and search the words efficiently, right? So let's make use of the try uh, or the prefix tree to store and search the words efficiently, first thing. And the second thing or the final thing that we need to consider here is we have to add the functionalities for insertion and querying prefixes. This is it, right? So these are the two things that we have to keep in mind. This is simple. The first thing that we have to keep in mind here is we are making use of the try or the prefix tree. Why we are making use of the try or the prefix tree? Basically to store and search the words efficiently, first thing. Second thing is we are adding the functionalities. We have to add the functionalities for insertion and querying prefixes, right? I hope this is clear. Let's try to implement the same thing in the form of code. So as we are designing the Google Auto Suggest system or the Auto Suggest system, I'll just initially first, as we are going with the try, I'll just give here try node, right? So I'll, as usual, I'll be defining the constructor inside this class. Yep. As we are dealing with the try or the prefix tree, I'll just give here children. So this one, I'll just set this one. Let's initialize the children to empty object, and I'll just make use of is end of word. Let me initialize this one to the boolean value false, right? This is fine. Finally, I'll just come out of this class. Let me make use of the class Autosuggest. As I've said, as we are making use of the, as we are designing the Autosuggest system, I'll just make use of the name Autosuggest here, right? This is fine. Then inside this class, we are defining the constructor as usual. So within the constructor, what we are defining or what we are initializing, I'll just set the root, or I'll just set the root to new try node here. This is fine. So this is it for the constructor. I'll just come out of the constructor. So what are all the things that we need to consider here? What are all the methods that we are considering here? I had already explained this one, right? So what are all the things that we need to consider? So let's see what are all the methods that we'll be using here. As we had already discussed this one earlier, we'll be going with insert and search. Insert, search, and collection. Collection word or collect words method. These three methods will be going, right? So while expanding a headset, we have to add the functionalities for insertion and varying prefixes, right? So we are going with the three methods here. This is simple. One is insert. So we have to insert the word. So we are going with the insert, and we have to search based on the prefix. So they have given here specification that we have to predict the search suggestion based on the user input. Also, we have to retrieve the suggestion from a preloaded dictionary. And final one, the important one, they had given in the specification that it has to support the efficient prefix searching. This is important, right? So they have clearly mentioned it has to support the efficient prefix searching. So we will be going with the search based on the prefix. So I'll just be going with the search method as well. Insert, search. Finally, we have to collect all the words, right? So I'll be going with the collect words method. These three methods. So first, as I've said, let's go with the insert method. So I'll just pass the parameter word here. So let me set the node to initial node to root. This is fine. This is clear, I hope. So next, let me make use of the for loop here. Let char of word. So individual character I'm considering of the word by making use of the for loop. So I'll just write the simple if condition. If we don't have the character in the children of the node. So whatever the children we are considering within the node, if we don't have the character, then we can just set that one. Same thing. Node.children of char within the this one, we can just set that one to the new try node, right? So I'll just give here not of node children char. This one node dot. Let me give here children. Let me pass the char within the array. I'll just set this one to new try node. This is fine, right? This is simple to understand. Let's assign the node to node dot children char. So within the this one array, I'm just setting the character. So finally, let's go with the boolean. Let's set the is end of word true, right? So we will be getting the end of word. So let's set this one to true. Is the end of word. This one will set this one to the boolean value true. So I hope this is clear. Let me format the document once. I just come out of this method entirely. So the second method, as we had discussed earlier, will be going with the search method, right? So I'll just pass the prefix as the parameter here for this one. Same thing. Let me give here. Let me set the node to root here initially. And similar to the previous one, I'll just consider the same thing actually. The only difference here is we are inserting the word in the only difference in the search is we have to get the this one. What do we call? We have to get the prefix this one characters, prefix characters as well, right? So that is the only difference in the search. So I'll just get the individual character here of words by making use of the for loop, or of prefix here. We are considering search right here. Sorry. This one, if not of node got children, same thing. Don't have the character within the children of the node, then we will just return empty array, right? So else what we will do, let's do one thing. Let's return we have to pass the collect words and we have to pass the node and prefix. Basically, we haven't written the collect words, this one method yet. Let's write that one first and then we'll come to this line, right? So I'll just come out of this one entirely, come out of this search method entirely. This let's write the collect words, this one first. So I'll just go with here collect word method. Let me pass the parameter node and prefix here. So initially I'll just set the results to empty array. This is fine. Then if is end of word, so then let me give here results dot. We have to add the prefix here, right? So here they have clearly mentioned here it has to support efficient prefix searching. So here we have to add the prefix as well in the collect words method. So to add the prefix, I'll just make use of the push method and then I'll pass the prefix here. This is fine. Then again I'll just consider for loop here. Let's go with the individual parent, the children of the node, nothing but node dot children. This we can write in the form of code like this, node dot children right here. So I'll just give here results to add. Again, I'll just make use of the push for everything. I just make use of the spread operator here for all the words. So I'll just give here collect words. We have to get all the children, right? I'll just give here node dot children within the array. Let me mention the char here, all the characters we have to get, and then finally prefix. We have to concatenate the prefix. So we are we have to concatenate the prefix with the individual characters. So this is fine, I think. So finally, after this one, we have to return the results. I hope this is clear. So now we have successfully written the collect words method as well. So I'll just, in my case here, I'll just come. So here, let's return collect words, and within this one, we have passed node and prefix as parameters, right? I'll just pass the same thing over here. Right here, node and prefix. So yeah, this is fine now. Let me format the document. So I hope this is completely clear. So we are successful now in designing a Autosuggest system, right? Similar to the Google Autosuggest. So this is it. Let's go with the test case or the usage now. So I'll just come here. Let me quickly give test case. So let me give here auto and let me assign this one to the class name. So I have considered the class name Autosuggest here, right? So let me copy this one. Let me paste it over here. This is fine. Then what I'll do, I'll just make use of, we have made use of the variable name auto, right? So yeah, this is fine. Auto, within this one, let's initially call the insert. Let's insert some words, right? So I'll just come here. Let me insert the word Google here first. So let's insert some words basically. So of the which starts from the same this one character. So I'll just give here Google. Let me copy paste the same thing. Instead of the Google, I'll just go with the Go second one, or Go anything. I'll just go with Go, and the third one I'll just go with good here. Any word you can consider. I'm just considering the word that starts with basically G. Right. So I'll just give here good. Right. Finally, let me log here auto, and let me call the search here. Search with the letter go, right? So all these things have go. You can clearly see here. All these words starts from the character G and O, right? So I'll just I'll just call the method search, and we are going with the within the strings we are giving go, right? So within the suggestions we have to get go, Google, and good. So go, this one is the first thing we need to get. Then we will get actually Google, the second one. And finally we'll get the good. So this one we have to get in the form of strings basically. Let's see whether we get the desired output or not. Let me format this one once. I hope this is clear. So I'll just quickly give Control J. Let me give here node. Let me come here. Let me copy the file name here very quickly. So I'll just give here JS. So why are we getting the empty braces here? Empty bracket we are getting, right? Empty array. Let's see what mistake I have done here. So here what mistake I have done here is in the search method basically, here in the line number 33 here, if the prefix is not found basically we are displaying the empty array. Then we have to move to the child node, right? So we are not moving to the child node here. That's why we are getting the empty array as output. So we have to move to the next node at any cost. So I'll just give here node equals node.children. The same thing I would have copied here, this one, node.children of char, what we have written in the similar to the this one insert method, right? So here I'll just give here node.children of char. This is fine. I'll just format the document once. Let me clear this one and let me run this one again. Now yeah, you can clearly see here go, Google and good. So we are searching based on this term, right? So go, the first one we have passed is Google. So this starts with go as well. So we are getting the Google, and final one we have passed the good as well. So we are getting the good. This one we are getting in the form of strings within the array, which is absolutely correct. So I hope this is completely clear. So one mistake I had done here is so here if the prefix is not found here, search line number 33, right? So we are displaying the empty array. So after that one, we have to move to the child node, right? So that I had forgotten here, this line entirely. So we were getting the empty array, which was absolutely correct actually, based on what code I had written. So we are getting the empty array. Now, after writing this line, we have to move to the child node, right? So now we are getting the correct output, nothing but go Google good. This one is I hope this is completely clear. Now we are successful in designing a Autosuggest system based on the certain conditions or the specifications, right? So next we will be, sorry, just give me a second here. Yeah, next we will be designing a stock exchange, right? So for now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.